Warning, here comes rain. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 2, Triggers. Now we're all triggered. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me is Nikki and Rachel. How's it going?
It's going.
It's going.
Yeah.
It's going. So, what'd you guys think of this episode?
It was a little more put together.
Yeah. You mean Kara was a little bit more put together.
Yeah.
Which in turn made the whole episode feel a little bit better.
Well, she finally talked about,
her issues.
This villain and this had forced her, which was a good thing, even though the villain was very, but she was very weird and unengaging and uninteresting. She was just blah.
Blah,
okay.
blah, blah.
For the first half of the episode, when every time this villain came onto the screen, I was like, what freaking show have I seen her on recently? It was driving me insane. So once I pinpointed that, I was able to focus on the actual character, and basically she just gives everybody anxiety attacks.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, because, I feel like I've been Kara at one point. Well, Supergirl, in the bank, sitting there against the wall going, oh, shit.
So you never figured out what show you know Sai from?
I do.
Okay.
I did.
Oh.
Jay in the Version.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
She is a lady on that show.
I would hope so.
I just have to, you're never sure anymore. Who knows what these shows do?
With aliens,
she could be an alien,
yeah.
and you don't know.
That is true.
Yeah.
So
they did to call her a metahuman in this.
Yeah, they did call her a metahuman. So, how are there metahumans in Earth? Whatever, 42.
She transferred.
With Gypsy and other people who can vibe like that, make portals to other worlds as easy as the snap of your fingers. Mm-hmm. It's not out of this world, literally.
She did. She went out of the world. But the fact that she was so strong enough to pretty much take down John Jones was quite interesting.
That was
the only thing. Okay, her powers were very interesting. Her, on the other hand, not so much.
She felt
blah.
She was blah because she was the villain that monologues and thinks they're high and mighty and all powerful. And that's why she felt blah, because that's all she felt about herself. She felt she's always gonna win.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it was Earth 38. That's Supergirl's Earth. Because that's the year of the Supergirl comic.
Okay.
Yeah, she felt every time she came on, okay, can we be done with her already? Come on, I get it. I understand. Kara has to overcome her fears in order to defeat her. Can we just get on with it?
Mm-hmm.
That was my feeling towards this villain.
This villain, yeah. I do agree with you. She was kind of one-dimensional.
I mean, I liked the whole story premise behind Ruby and her mom. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was totally interested in that. Yeah,
because, Sai went by the name Gail Marsh. That really didn't have any significance to me. But, she's messing with them, and she's getting with Kara so bad that, not only was she getting her when they were meeting, but, Kara was having the same episodes when she wasn't even around.
Well, from what her sister said, that she used to have panic attacks, claustrophobia when she was a kid. Mm-hmm. And it stemmed from being in the pod for so long. And so probably between basically regression, basically. She, between what happened when she was a kid and what's going on now, it just it magnified it, especially
Sai put in this link in her brain from the past to now, and that's what, it was just instantaneous. Soon as a like a little significant bit of that feeling came back, it just came rushing back. I really could relate a lot to that particular feeling.
Yeah, especially in the elevator. I mean, I can relate because I felt that way when we packed like 10 to 15 people in that elevator at Anaheim.
Yeah.
I
remember that elevator.
For sure it was going to drop. Yeah.
Was I in that elevator with you at the time?
You were jumping.
Yes,
I was going to say, because normally when I know something like that, I start jumping. I was just about to mention that.
Were jumping, believe me. People wanted to strangle the fuck out of you at that point.
And it did go like this, and we were all like, "Oh shit!" And you were like, "Oh, like crap! Did I do that kind of thing?" Yes, no, let's not relive that again.
That was fantastic. Yeah. So
that was horrible.
As you could tell, I don't have claustrophobia like that. Not in an elevator.
No, well, either do I. But when the actual elevator is moving when it's not supposed to be moving, because somebody's jumping in it and it feels like I'm losing my stomach, yeah, then I get a little bit anxious.
Like sardines.
Well, I can say, you guys have never feared for an elevator until you get in it and you're over the capacity limit and the elevator starts beeping. And then you feel it sliding. So, yeah.
Well, the other time I've had like a really bad claustrophobia is I had an MRI, a closed MRI. So if you've ever had one of those are not fun.
Yeah. So
because like literally you're like this, and if you just move your arms like this, you hit the sides of the wall. Yeah. And the thing is this. I mean, it's like this one finger, just your nose away from.
They tell you to close your eyes, but if you open your eyes, you see your mist on the top.
Yeah, it's scary. They almost had to sedate me.
But yeah, like that. I mean, obviously, Kara, Supergirl, claustrophobia because of the pod.
So Rachel would have a similar experience. She'd get locked in an elevator, or she'd be put in an MRI tank, whatever. Thanks to Sai. What do you think Sai would have for you, Nikki? Spiders crawling all over you?
To cause me to have an anxiety attack? Yeah. Really? I don't know.
Would spiders do it? Just spiders all over your body? You remember, we saw the bees?
Like the bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That many spiders all over you?
I guess. I probably have a lot of other triggers, too. But I guess, I mean, I know I've been slowly getting over my fear of spiders. Like, I can have one hanging in the corner of my room and ignore it until I can get to it. Mm-hmm. Whereas,
I just mean an overwhelming amount that you can't deal with.
Yeah, well, I guess.
I think for me it would probably be heights, to be honest. But not like 10 feet off the ground, not like 15 feet off the ground. I'm saying like 100 plus feet off the ground.
Is it just the feeling of the vertigo?
Heights. Like, I guess, I don't know.
Because she could literally be like Vertigo from The Flash, where you just get that feeling like you're gonna fall, even though you're standing straight on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't. The only time I've had panic attacks like that was during that, and it was the first time I felt it. It just felt
because
there's no way out.
There's
no way to go.
I have to the point where if I'm hiking with somebody and they're standing over by a cliff, I can't even be near them watching. I have to turn around.
Gotcha.
I can't even watch somebody else near the edge of a cliff. TV doesn't do it for me because I don't care. But if somebody's on a cliff by TV, I'm not freaking out or anything. But in real life, yeah, if somebody's standing over near the edge of a cliff, I just turn around, and walk away. I can't deal with it.
Well, see, I don't really have a fear of heights. We went to the Seattle Space Needle, and I leaned against the glass like this, and Savannah and Chris had to leave.
Yeah,
Savannah was
I can do that though if it's confined in glass. That's what I'm saying. So it's not vertigo, so to speak. I think it's just the openness of it. Because I'd be up in there jumping into the glass. That's how I am. And then I get dragged out by security. But
Yeah, everyone has their little thing, and it doesn't. And the way she was acting in the elevator is exactly how you really feel in your head. You're like, I have to get out. I have to get away. I have to, it's a fight or flight move. Mm-hmm. And she flew straight out. I was waiting for for the doors to open up, and she's sitting there with her shirt open.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to like. I was hoping it was like Jimmy and him be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, really like.
Stop flashing everyone. Your Supergirl logo. No, but
yeah.
I was waiting for that,
or
even Lena, because Lena, this episode is moving into the Catco building.
Mm-hmm.
Did not realize that was going to be a thing.
She is shaking things up.
Oh, yes, she is. It's making it very difficult for Kara to keep up her ruse.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kara's usually in and out. Oh, I'm a reporter. I have to go report things. And she leaves. But now, Lena's like, I feel like you're dodging me. She's like, no, it's personal. So she tries to pull that card, the personal card. And I don't want to talk about personal things at work. And Lena, okay, you don't want to talk about personal things? And then lays into her about how shitty of an employee she actually is.
Yeah. And I feel like because, everybody's on her ass about, living Kara as well as Supergirl, that she's going to actually, step up and leave the little things that are calling her out, like the little shop robberies and things, the purse grabbings. She's doing all of this, and that's why she's in and out even more so than she was before. And I think that's going to get her to step back and be like, okay, I need to stop doing that and focus on the big things, so I can also focus on Kara, so I can keep up my identity.
Yeah, she was also doing it because she was trying to keep her mind busy from thinking about what happened to Mon-El. And so, and now that she's out of that, she's come out and said it straight out that, she still has, she's had more problems with it than she said. I think, I think
she feels like she killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, how could we not have heard from him yet? He should have sent a message by now.
Don't know.
Kara feels like she killed him. And Maggie's like, no. Or Alex.
No, it was Alex.
I confuse them all the time for some reason. They're the same person now for me. I don't know why.
They're the same person?
Yeah.
Malix.
But, even that, they got to get their shit together. They're fighting about the wedding, DJ or band.
They're fighting a DJ. Of course, but John did have, his theory was very good.
Yes. Because I was like, why don't you get a good cover band and you rock that shit, And then John comes in with that, well, a DJ, he has a good array of music and everybody can relate to this music and get jiggy on the dance floor. And I'm like...
Because even if the song that doesn't sound exactly the way you know it, you're less inclined to go on the dance floor. And
yeah.
It's true, because you're like, this is not how it goes when someone else sings it. You're like, this is not how it sounds like.
Yeah, so, he did make me, stand on the fence at that point. Like, oh, shit, I never thought of it that way. So...
To be honest, for me, I would be like, I want both.
Was like Adam Sandler, then maybe I would.
I want both.
A combination?
I'm greedy. I want them both. See, I'm probably the most difficult and easy person to sit down and discuss anything with, because my answer is going to be both for everything. If you cannot decide, you come to me with a decision, and I will find a way to make them both work. So there is no choices to be made, because you're getting them both. So it's chicken,
it's hard and soft,
pork, check them both. Whatever. Did you guys see side tangent, but did you guys see the wedding invitation going around recently? About the bad wording on the wedding invitation?
No.
It was the RSVP thing. And it's choose your meal. And it says chicken, pork, child 10 and under.
Oh, no, I've
very, very bad wording. Yes, I will take the child. 8 years old, medium rare. What? That's just horrible. That, no. Word your RSVP token better. We're not eating children at your wedding. But anyway, hopefully Maggie and Alex do not make that mistake. Oh,
man.
But I love the beginning of the episode, because we kind of had everybody doing their morning routines, and we got to see Alex and Maggie, and we get to see Kara by herself alone. And then we get to see the mom and Ruby.
And her mom.
Yeah.
What's the mom?
What's her mom's name?
It's Samantha Arias.
Oh, it's Samantha.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they waited for so long to give the big reveal of her name, because Rain doesn't have a name in the comics. So you could have just called her Sam or Samantha this whole time, and it wouldn't have led anybody in a direction. More people were suspecting her as Rain without her having a name.
I don't think it was on purpose to withhold the name. I just think it was, I don't know. I don't think it was on purpose that we didn't find out her name until now. It's just that her character didn't become like that important for a name until now.
Yeah. So, but I love when Kara picked up the really lightweight IKEA bed to make it seem like, oh, you know, she really can lift this bed. But
they can be heavy, depending on the mattress.
I don't.
Mattresses are usually heavier than the frame.
But under was a Shakespeare book which Mon-El was reading.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and he was underlining things and
I
writing
loved
in the
all
margins.
the footnotes. It made my heart melt, and I was just like,
Kara's just like, I can't deal with this right now.
And she throws it back underneath the bed. She's just like, I can't. No, not today.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole interaction between Ruby and her mom, Ruby thinking, I mean, how old is Ruby? Ruby's like probably between 11 and 13. So she's not like a young kid.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say she was like 13, 14. Because she's in the city, she lives near the city, and she goes out on her own. She has access to money to buy food. You know, stuff like that. So I'd say she's probably 13, 14. That's about the age that kids are allowed to go do that kind of stuff.
And the fact, I mean, I know, you know, I'm okay with kids not growing up fast, but insisting to your friends that your mom's a superhero.
Yeah, that's a good reason to deck the girl right in the eye.
Right. She got a little annoying to me. I'm like, seriously. And then her mom's like, I'm not. Her mom explained it. You know, sometimes when your child's in danger, you hit a rush of adrenaline, and it has been known to happen. It's been stated. There's been numerous.
Sometimes you get the power of 3 to 4 moms. More like 30.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that her mom gave her an explanation of what happened. And that's all she could do because apparently, you know, her mom doesn't know really what happened. But that is an explanation because it has happened.
It was even playing into the mom's head too. It was getting into her psyche because she went to go try to bend the metal rod, pole, crowbar, tire iron, whatever it was. You know, and she couldn't budge it. Yeah,
but that was after. But you know, still telling her and her mom, and then her just saying, "Oh, you don't believe me." It's like. I'm telling you what I know, and I'm telling you my truth, and you're not believing me. And it's like saying, no, I have brown hair, and someone else going, no, you have blonde hair. Why don't you believe me?
I mean, in this world, there are superhumans that just pop out of nowhere. And you know what? The kid is kind of right. That freaking post that fell on her was a lot bigger than even 10 moms could handle. So she's kind of right to think it, but like at the same time, yes, you know, the mom is saying, no, it was just adrenaline, but like, I see where the kid's coming from.
But do you always believe everything your parents told you?
No. But I'm saying,
Santa Claus.
This world has superhumans in it already. The possibility is there.
Right. Oh, of course. So Ruby had every right to deck that girl in the face. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not even condoning that. No.
I mean, at the end, when her mom connected the dots about the reason why she did it, then it made a little more sense of why she kept saying this, because she was asking, "Do you think Supergirl has a job?" You know, and so she was just, you know, thinking that if her mom was a superhero, she could spend more time with her and stuff.
You don't have to have a job if you're a superhero. You don't have to pay the bills. No way.
Yeah, right. And we did learn that allegedly there's no father
that they know of.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
is
don't
Ruby
think
even
it's
hers?
I don't think it's like a Mary Magdalene kind of
No.
birth, but probably doesn't really know the father. Might have been a one night stand for all we know.
She could have been impregnated before she got to Earth.
That too. But
we're also speculating that she was the baby that sent her.
That is true.
Yeah.
So if that's true, then she's like the same age as Clark.
Yeah, well, Samantha's supposed to be Rain, and if that plays true, she is one of the world killer creations. So what does that make Ruby if she's her biological daughter?
Half a world killer?
So, I don't know, it'll be interesting. Definitely be interesting. And if so, Rain is a villain in the DC comics, so it almost seems like they're not gonna go in that direction with her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like so far it doesn't seem like they're going to go in that direction
until Cadmus gets their hands on her.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like this might be the first like big DC villain that we get like a redemption arc from, anyway.
Maybe.
So, but who knows? But yeah, I thought it was interesting because we saw Sai robbing all the banks. We don't know why she was robbing the banks. Like if there was another motive other than just the money, if she was doing it for a certain reason. But I loved like the bees. I loved the snakes and getting the wrecking ball to start swinging wildly all over the place. And anybody else humming Miley Cyrus while they were watching this? No.
Nope.
No, we are not you.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not you.
Okay. I would have loved a Miley Cyrus cameo. Just saying, that would have been hysterical.
No.
No,
the last time we got a cameo from a singer, it turned into Roanoke. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, but can you imagine though? I'm not saying like a permanent role. I'm just saying like a passerby on the street, and Miley just looks up and just be like, "Really?" Like it would be funny, and that's it. That's all she's in there.
You're kind of saying kind of like a Stan Lee cameo in the Marvel movies.
It would have been funny.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't even notice that it was her until you pointed it out.
All I know is that her daughter has some balls to think that her mom's to really think that her mom's a superhero, that she could save her from that.
Well,
seriously, she just walked into the middle of this. Are you crazy?
To be fair, the explanation that she got was, when mommy's little babies are in trouble, mummies become strong. Well, I'm going to go put myself in trouble so mommy can get strong.
Well, she's a stupid kid then. If she's like 14 years old, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But just before the wrecking ball crushes them flat, and I was like, the mother puts her arm up to block it, and I was like,
very Wonder Woman of her.
That wouldn't really work, but this is Rain we're talking about here, so it might just work. But a typical person, wrecking ball, going like this is not gonna do anything. Sorry, guys. Me, I would try to roll. Like anything, like not stand there with my arms up, bracing for the worst impact of my life.
I found it really stupid that she runs to her daughter who's laying on the ground. Instead of picking her daughter up and running away, she gets down there with her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would be like, get your butt up, we're leaving.
In the back of her mind, she's thinking she has superpowers too.
I doubt it. I hope not.
Well, I mean she when she picked up the post in the last, she saw that she crushed it. So it is still there.
But I think she's rationalizing it with the whole, adrenaline thing.
Oh, of course, because it would be it's to be assumed that this is the first time she's ever had any power come out. Like this is her.
Yeah. Is under very big distress.
So meanwhile, Supergirl is using Wynn's psychic dampening technology. Wynn, I'm sorry, you dropped the ball on this one, and not even the wrecking ball.
No.
This tech did not work at all, and that's like a first for Wynn. I haven't seen him make something that doesn't function until now.
So does this mean that maybe she's not completely psychic. Because it's a psychic dampening. So if it didn't dampen any of the psychic abilities, maybe it stems from a different type of energy.
I think a lot of it has to do with her being a metahuman.
That's true.
Well,
So.
John did say it's different than his psychic abilities.
Yeah.
It's more powerful than his.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you saw she was able to, like, John tried to protect Kara from the DEO, shield her mind, to block this, and Sai was like, I'm not having any of that, and she psychically attacks John all the way back at the DEO. Like, it's pretty big. Mm-hmm. We know John Jones is one of the most powerful psychic creatures out there. So for her to be able to do that like it's nothing, that says a lot. So Kara eventually, has to overcome her fear. And that's really what it comes down to, is overcoming your fears. That makes her unaffected by Sai and allows her to take Sai into custody. And you saw they did have some kind of meta-dampening stuff on her when she was being taken away.
Yes.
So, they should have just called Cisco. Cisco
They
would
might
have done
have.
it right the first time. Yeah,
Maybe
that might
they
be where
might
that tech
have.
comes from, to be honest.
Yeah, they might have. He might have. Because Wynn was back doing more of the research and trying to figure out. So he might have called them up and said, "Hey!"
Yeah.
On their multi-dimensional phones.
Yep. I would have just loved like a one-off line, of Cisco drop something off. This should work. That would
have been so great.
Yeah.
Because they've already got a lot of connectivity, even without doing crossovers, on the Earth 1
Yeah. Because
universe. So
I had mentioned last week, or earlier this week when we did our Arrow podcast, there was like this big mystery of who was alive and who wasn't, like left over from the season finale. I had completely forgotten about that until like the episode started. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And then, I'm watching that, and then I was like, as I'm watching the episode, I was like, but the Flash already stated that Cisco was in talk with Felicity and Curtis, so they're not dead. That's right where my mind went before the episode even started. So I was just like, I do appreciate when they do that, but to me, it was like, Arrow should have aired first,
Yeah, they kind of spoiled it just a little bit. Yeah.
But,
it is what it is. I mean,
But also, speaking of psychic links, at the end of the episode, John hears M'gann calling him to Mars, saying she desperately needs him to come to Mars. And I don't know if John knows it's real or what. I don't know if he's going to, like, hesitate, being like, am I imagining this?
Yeah.
Or if this is...
a leftover
if this is
remnant
real,
of
or
hers.
yeah, exactly. If it's a leftover panic attack, fear striking thing left over from Sai, same way Kara was getting them when she wasn't
Then
around.
again, can't he actually contact M'gann?
And
can.
he might try, and if he doesn't get a hold of her,
No, I
gonna
think
start
they still
freaking out
have
even
that
more.
psychic link because of M'gann sharing her blood with him, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that he might call her up and be like, "Hey, girl."
I know they were writing
I don't
letters
see him doing that, but
to each other at one point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I could see him calling her up and be like, "Hey, did you psychically come to me? What's going on?"
But Samantha does end up walking into Catco, finding out that Lena's interviewing her to take over, or I think she said she got the job.
She is. She's gonna head.
She's taking over for L Corp while Lena runs Catco. I was just like, oh.
This will be interesting.
Yeah. Didn't really see that coming,
Especially if she is Rain.
Wait till
she
Lena finds out that she is an alien. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?"
Yeah, well, that's one of the best companies to work for, to get testing done on yourself, and
Right. That might happen too, because she might be interested enough or curious enough to get herself tested.
That's true.
Yep.
But she'll keep it a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And someone will find out, and then someone will try to blackmail her. And I see how that's going.
Yeah.
Another spaghetti string theory.
That Bandit says I was getting too much of a Scarecrow vibe from the villain this week, and I get that.
Yeah.
Gotham on TV Fox, they've been dealing with Scarecrow right now recently in this season. So, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
kind of interesting that they both shows opted to go with that route at the same time. But
Sai's a little bit more complicated because she went a little bit past the fear line where she was, delving in, playing with just emotions in general to set you off.
yeah, yep, definitely interesting though. I'm curious if we're gonna see. I'm sure we'll see more of her, but I don't think it's gonna be like a main arc this season. It feels like a one-off villain that's gonna have like a reoccurring or maybe another role somewhere.
Well, she is a CW actress because Jane the Virgin is on the CW,
Oh, yeah,
so
no, I know.
we know they share the actresses and actors
Yep.
on all the shows that air on the CW. So I feel like we will be seeing her again.
Probably. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna be like a long season-long arc. I feel like maybe she'll show up for like an episode or two later in the season, kind of deal. But I don't know. That's just first impressions. The other interesting thing is, looks like there's going to be a little friction between Alex and Maggie because we find out Maggie doesn't want kids.
Now, is it that she doesn't want to have the kid, or in general have kids? Because
in general,
that.
Well, you don't know.
She
said
say.
She doesn't think she'd make a good mother. So
well,
that does not mean the process of giving birth, because anybody could stand there with a pregnant belly. I'm just. That's not what she's referring to. She means being a mother as in like the whole act of nurturing and teaching and being there for the kid. Well,
she might not think she'd be a good mother because of her family, which is totally understandable because people that come from that kind of family that wasn't supportive of her and stuff like that, they kind of shy away from wanting to have kids or thinking they would be good with kids because of that. When in fact, they might harbor feelings of actually wanting to have kids, but are just scared.
Yeah.
That
it does sound like she's
scared because she doesn't want the same thing to happen. That she doesn't want to do the same thing to that kid that was done to her, kind of thing.
That's never gonna happen. Not with
Alex. It's not gonna happen.
John, not with Kara, not with. That's the family there.
Yeah, but see, she still has that fear though. She's understandable, and I'm pretty sure they'll talk it out because that's something you need to kind of discuss before you get married.
Because Alex is like, we're gonna have to have a talk about this. So that's kind of where we left off. So it's like, what's going on there? I haven't read it yet, but maybe the synopsis for next week will give us a little insight. Next week is called Far from the Tree. Eliza throws Alex and Maggie a wedding shower, which causes Maggie to reach out to her estranged father. Supergirl joins John on a personal mission, and that's it.
John and Kara Supergirl are both going to Mars?
Seems like
I don't know.
Okay. I'm okay with this. I like the idea.
Who's Eliza? She was on...
isn't that the mom?
That's their mom.
It's Alex and Kara's mommy.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Eliza Danvers. Yeah, we always hear about, her mom and how her mom did stuff. We haven't really heard a lot about her dad.
Well, she just decided to reach out to her estranged father for this wedding wedding party.
Walk her down the aisle kind of deal.
Yeah,
maybe.
Instead of her mom. Maybe she's just, I know that, she's estranged with her whole family, but maybe she's closer to her dad, even if it is just a smidgen.
Maybe.
We will see. All right, so I think that about does it. Till next week. Nikki, where can people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Rachel, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
Find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time. See you guys later.
Bye.
Woof.
I know. She wants in, she wants out.
Woof.
Woof.
Woof.